The espresso machine at CCC is really simple and easy to use. First thing you gotta do is turn it on. So you press and hold the on-off button. After about 1 second, the green LCD will display and give you a status of what the machine is doing. After a couple minutes, it'll be preheated and ready to use. At the bottom, the gray buttons, let's go from the bottom up. There is a big pour button. It's actually disabled. We don't use that. We do, however, use the next two buttons, the double shot and the single shot. Up above that, there's steam, hot water, and decaf. If you're going to get an order for a decaf, you're going to want to press this first and then a double shot. All drinks are standard double shot. And if they want a triple, you can then push the single shot button right above it. You'll see that it's blinking so that it just puts that in queue. So the machine is currently grinding and tamping, now pouring the double shot. It's just going straight into the drain because I don't have a cup here. And as soon as that's done, it's going to start grinding and tamping the next order here. So if you really get busy, actually lining a whole bunch of drinks up in a row by tagging this several times can be good if you're really quick about it. And don't forget, because otherwise it'll just keep pouring. But you can see that that's definitely the fastest way for the machine to keep going forward with its brew cycle. Okay, so let's talk about steaming. There's obviously a steam button right here. As soon as you hit that, steam is going to come out of the end of the steam wand. You want to be careful to not put your hand below the steam wand. Doing this is a no-no. You'll really burn yourself. It's obviously steam, very hot. So when you do anything, make sure that you have a towel and you're pointing away so that the steam does not burn your hand. You're going to want to have your hand above the tip or the end of the steam wand as well. So just keep that in mind. There's also hot water. This isn't used very often, but it can be very handy, especially if you're making something like an Americano. You take a little pitcher or the cup, and then you put it under this little spout right here, hit hot water, it'll start to pour hot water. Now, the downside is you can't actually brew any espresso while you're doing this, but the hot water will turn off on its own after it pours 6 ounces. There you go. Okay, so how to make coffee is pretty basic on this machine. It does the work for you. There's not really much of an art to it, but we have to do our best to keep it clean so that it runs well. So there is a cleaning program, which I will talk about in a little different video here, but that's what you would press this button for. This little drawer is where all of the little cakes of pre-ground and tamped espresso pods go. There's also where you put the beans, the hoppers up top. So as you can see, this one is pretty much empty. You would take your coffee, your whole bean coffee, I should mention that. Whole bean only, please. Goes into the hopper. Fill that up. That way it is good to go when you're ready to brew espresso.